Hello, psychology students. Let's talk about what to do for the first week of quarter two. Okay, so when we make the video, it's going to appear right where I'm looking right now, right? So right when you get into the first, when you first click into psychology, you'll see a little video that pops up that's going to say, work for Unit 1, Week 1, just like this one did before, right? So those of you new to class, you'll see it right when you walk in, okay? You can also see some of the upcoming assignments on the right-hand side here. We're going to talk about the psychology conditioning experiments and all that good stuff. But in order to get to your assignments, click on materials. And then I have to leave quarter one open because those of you that were with us last quarter, you still have an assignment to do from quarter one because it was a carryover one. It's the last one all the way down in learning, right? It's the psychology conditioning experiment or the psychology conditioning alternate assignment. Those are the two things you have to do. I explained them in the last video, so I don't feel like I need to explain them again, but you need to be conducting a conditioning experiment with somebody from your family or from school or a pet of some kind, that sort of thing. Or if you, for whatever reason, you can't do that, then you have the alternate assignment for you to do. So you have to do one of these two things. And that is due today. Okay, so let's go back out to quarter two. Okay, so our first unit is all about memory. Okay, so let's click into memory and take a look at what we need to do. The first question we're going to answer is, how does the structure and process of memory affect humans? So what we need to do is talk a little bit about how memory works. So that's going to be our first task, okay? I've recorded a video here because, I'm sure you've heard that I was going to go on a field trip with my daughter today, but that didn't actually end up happening because of the snow and everything. But my son, I know a lot of you know that he got pretty severely injured on Wednesday, so that's why I haven't been around. But he's doing better now, which is good. So thanks for everybody's emails and everything. But let's get to the work here. So the work for week one, watch this recording here, so because I recorded the webinar. It's all about memory. Number two, you should play the memory game. It's a test of your memory to see how good it is. Test of your short-term memory. And in this discussion for the week, what you want to do is take the quick little test right here, and it's going to tell you what you encode best with, whether it's visual, auditory, or kinesthetic. And so like Nathaniel posted in here, right? Here's Daniel's, right? So everybody's going to have a different set of scores here, right? And the question is going to be, do you encode best with which of the three, right? And then the question is, how might this help you learn better? And you want to talk about, well, this will help me remember better because I know I'm a visual person, so whenever I want to really remember something, I'm going to connect it with some sort of visual information. Or the same thing for auditory, right? I listen to music while I study, that sort of thing. So after the discussion, right, I did put in here a little reminder, right? Remember to post your response because, I want to hear what you think, obviously. But also I want you to comment on other people's responses. For those of you that can't come to the webinars, this is a good way for me to judge your participation points, for me to, get whether you're understanding things. And if you're not responding to things, then what that tells me is that you're not understanding or, you're not really paying attention. So I want to know that you understand things because that'll be very helpful to me in, figuring out whether you're proficient or not. Okay, so we have watched the video, we have a little discussion, we have playing a memory game that, I don't know, maybe takes 5 minutes, maybe at the most. And then there's a short article on, how memory and the brain works, which is pretty cool, and a quiz to go with it. Right? It's called Memory and the Brain. So with the article and with the video, you should be a pretty good expert on memory by the end of this week. Okay, and then the last thing to do is you need to be explaining the process of memory. Okay, looks like Daniel is doing well. He's already got something in. Um, Memories, you're going to learn to have three stages, right? Encoding, storage, and retrieval. And so you need to create something that explains how those three stages work. Okay, so like you always can do before, you can create a PowerPoint, you can do a poster, you can do a Prezi, you can write it out if you like to write it out in a narrative form. Any kind of option you want is yours to do. Okay, and that is what to do for this week. Next week we'll talk about problems with memory and some memory disorders, including some um, age-related ones like dementia, that sort of thing. So this week, though, we're going to talk all about how you form memories. So that's what you need to learn for this week. Alrighty, everybody. I will be back on Monday, so when you have questions, please let me know. I know this week's kind of been weird, but technically we're starting off fresh right now. So the good news is for anybody who's new to the class or for anybody who came in right at the end of last quarter, the good news is that you start over from scratch right now in terms of your grade, in terms of what you need to know and be able to do. So, we're starting with memory. So if this is the first assignment you've done so far, and you get an A on it, then you have an A in the class right now. So let's have a good week, and, let me know if I can help. And whatever questions you have, my information is right here. Send me an email, call, or text. All right, guys, have a good week, and I will see you around and online.